Action! Welcome back to another episode. It's episode 23, Reese. We are fanging through these. Absolutely fanging.
Coming, and it was round one madness. It had it all, didn't it?
It had, more than I expected.
It had upsets. It had big losses. It had...
Come from behind.
It had it all. Big reports, big injuries. And to start off the season, it was a crazy round one.
We're going to talk about it, but that's why you absolutely just scrap opening round.
Yeah,
there's nothing that has come out of opening round that I've been like, whoa, opening round's amazing. No, it's one of those things that I'm just like, round one is round one.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the ladder, and that even annoys me because there's teams playing 2 games, 2 wins, like GWS on top.
It's not good, is it?
It's just dumb.
It's messy. It's messy.
It is. That's
it's really
the word.
Messy. Yeah.
AFL is messy. First 2 rounds. But, mate, you did pretty damn well on the weekend for your tips. And we added the previews into the scheme of things. I reckon it was cool. Really good. But you got 8 out of 9. Yeah,
and just that one game that probably the whole of Australia tipped. It was the...
More than Australia. I reckon the Richmond players would have tipped against themselves.
Yeah, Richmond Carlton. So...
And I got 7 out of 9. I had 2 games that obviously... One was like a tip, which was Fremantle and Geelong. I purely just went that because of the hype around it. The other one is obviously the Carlton-Richmond game. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but that is... People think that I'm mad or I'm a mad Blues fan and I personally played this game.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I was happy.
You copped some hate, and I can actually agree that you were happy. You were sending text messages saying, I'm going for Richmond. I hope they actually come back here and win.
Yeah, you were angry.
Yeah.
I was like up and about laughing about it. It just blows my mind people think that I'm going for a team or I have any feelings in this sport. I just love watching footy because round one, and footy just seems... like it's back for some reason.
Well, it's right. Round one it sits right. It gave us what we wanted. Satisfaction was there. I was pleased. It's what everyone wanted.
Yeah, 100%. I don't have a team at the moment. I don't know what's going on. I feel like Gold Coast might be who I jump on board with. But I'm going to give it to you. I think we should put out something and say, like, who should Robbo follow this year?
You need a team, and it's actually going to be interesting who you're going to go for. It's pretty cool to go into it. So I reckon put it to the viewers. Let them decide.
No, I'm not going to let them decide.
You're not?
I'm going... for Gold Coast Suns this year, and if they make the finals, I am going to get a tattoo of the Gold Coast Suns logo this year.
The new logo?
Yep. Don't know where it's going.
That is a huge call.
I'm going for them. If they play the finals, first time in their history.
That is a huge call. I nearly don't want my friend to have a Gold Coast Suns
I'm getting
tattoo.
it. I don't give a shit. It's going to be in a hidden spot.
It could be hidden, but...
And it's not going to be big, I tell you. It's going to look like a birthmark.
Damn, I feel like tipping gets them all the time now.
I'm going for Gold Coast Suns in 2025. I'm all in on it. If they make finals, I'm...
Tattoos coming for Mitch
getting
Robinson.
it right on my butt cheek or somewhere. I'm a Gold Coast Suns supporter.
Holy...
Yeah, I'm a supporter. I'm going for it.
Okay. There it is. Mitch Robinson, Gold Coast Suns, 2025.
Few talking points from the weekend before we get into a couple game reviews.
Yeah.
How does this bloke get 3-week suspension? Archer from North Melbourne. You saw the incident, right?
I sure did.
It blew up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Blew up on Instagram. I saw it and was like, oh my God, he's broken his legs. Contact below the knees. I just want to say this whole incident has been created from the AFL changing the rules.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, he was going to this contest. He could have slowed down. He could have jumped over him. Could have done so many things. It's going that fast, the game. Archer, just like his old man, I dare say he doesn't have that in his bones. That's a free kick to Archer. Well, if you look at the rule book, that's a free kick. Below the knees contact. Doesn't matter how fast he's going, duty of care. Push that out the window. That's a free kick.
Yeah.
He's been offered 3-week suspension.
Rubbish.
And everyone's saying he should get more.
Nah, rubbish.
Media people. It's not even a suspension.
I'm sorry, the game is just played so fast. And it's players play on instinct. In his mind, he's probably thinking, I can get here, impact this contest, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't gone into that contest going, I'm going to lay this bloke out. I'm going to leave him going off on a stretcher.
Yeah.
Not at all. He's
not
attacking
cross
the
his
footy.
mind at
He's
once.
just attacking the footy for his footy club, and he's been off for 3 weeks, and it's a load of shit.
Worst case scenario, he could have gone in head first, and that would have been mayhem. The AFL has created that situation. Subconsciously, he could be thinking, I'm going to get a free kick here if I just keep my feet, and we get told not to go to ground anymore. That's not a thing. Don't go to the ground, especially if it's oncoming traffic. You can say his eyes were at the footy, Cleary's was at the footy. Yeah, sweet. It's a freak accident.
Yeah.
And hey, praise God that he didn't break anything because it had the recipe for that. But 3 weeks, grow up.
Yeah.
It's the AFL's new rule. He shouldn't have to fucking front up and get 3 weeks for that. I don't understand it.
The thing is, if he pulls out, you got the other people on the other side of the fence.
Pussy.
He's soft as fuck.
Soft as butter.
So...
What pisses me off it's the outcome versus the actual action.
Yeah.
If he didn't get concussed, he's not getting 3 weeks.
No.
No way in hell.
And like I said, there's no intent that he wanted to put that bloke on a stretcher.
You just got to have common sense about you with these decisions of giving blokes weeks just for a concussion.
Yeah.
Freak accidents happen. We should be thankful that bloody Garcher didn't snap his kneecaps in half.
Yeah, and then
that's what the rules are for.
And Cleary's all right as well. So.
Yeah, so he came. I don't know. I haven't checked up on
the
reports and all the stuff, but he obviously has concussion. We understand that it was a horrible incident. That's not suspension.
It's in our game though.
This one we just touched on it before. Opening round has to fuck off. I understand that we want to give the northern teams, we want to give the Sydney teams some exposure. No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
No.
Just give them a home game during that week of round one. Give Brisbane, because they finished higher than Gold Coast, a home game. Give Sydney over GWS a home game because they finished higher.
Yeah, you can do it simply as that. It's just a bit messy at the moment.
And
we know, like, this year in particular has popped off about we don't like it, we want to keep it. We don't want it. Round one felt right.
Fans don't want it.
As a fan, round one was this week and it was good. It gave us everything we wanted.
Everything and more.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, history has shown Carlton and Richmond Thursday night is a must.
It's epic.
It's elite.
Lock it in.
I think it was 80-something thousand there.
Yeah.
Usually gets like 90-something. I think it's because Richmond touted to be pretty shit.
Yeah.
Won the game, so if you're there, congrats. That has to be Thursday night.
Has to
Hands
be.
down.
Just leave it.
Friday night has to be grand final rematch.
And that exactly.
I don't care where it is, who it is.
Just
it has
leave
to be a Friday night grand final rematch.
I don't care if it's West Coast versus Fremantle over in the West. Like, leave it.
It has to be there.
Yeah.
It has to be there because that game on Saturday, I didn't get to watch it because I had all the kids in my pocket.
AFL, like, you've got so much time to prepare in the office. Just do the round one fixture. Like, set the round one fixture up. Like, set it up. Like, fireworks. Get it open with a bang.
No one gives a shit about NRL being in Vegas.
Yeah. Like,
good on them. Go over there, get American supporters. No one gives a shit.
Like, make the games we want to see for round one. Set it off with a bang.
You have to start off with a bang. Everyone, you get to everyone, their lips is licking their lips
put
and they're drooling.
In there. Put the derbies in there if we have to.
Yeah.
Put the showdown for Adelaide in there. Just set it off with a round one bang.
And put the graveyard shifts on Sunday as it was.
Like you do.
As it was. Yeah, but that I know they have to change it. If they don't and they try and make opening round a spectacle, like to do something different, I don't know. If it's opening round again, still have Carlton and Richmond on Thursday night and the grand final rematch on Friday.
Just do it normal.
Those 4 games, boom. They can have the Northern games and Sydney games another day.
Yeah.
Oh, that was frustrating. It just pisses me off. I don't know why. Kane Corns, mate. This one, actually, I had a look at it. I was watching some of his, I think it's one of his shows he got on. He does it from home, whatever. I watched this morning, and it's a fair point. Port Adelaide absolutely got fingered in the bum by Collingwood. Yeah. And I'm not just saying like a little bit of a beating. This was...
Paul Connor Rosie, you think he'd like to take that
comment back?
That comment back, I reckon.
I think he will. Probably comes on the internet now, but he's not going to touch on it again.
No, I don't think he'll say it again.
91 points, Reese. And you probably watched it, I don't know. They hung around. So this is the context of this. You just got pumped by 91 points. Dan Houston left your club mid-contract to go to Collingwood. Doesn't want to be there. Doesn't like Port Adelaide as a club. That's just as simple as that. Go home factor, we use it all the time. It's not real. Of course, it would be great to go back and play in your home state. Who gives a fuck? If you love a club, you stay there. He just finished a post-game interview. So he was about 5 minutes chat with a reporter. Port Adelaide are hanging around to give him all lined up to give him a handshake and like show him some love and stuff. What's your thoughts on that? I've got mine, and they're not great. What's your thoughts?
It's hard because obviously he's probably got some really good friends there.
Of course he does.
And the boys might have seen him for a long time.
Of course.
But the way the game went, 91 points, if I'm Port Adelaide, I'm getting off that field.
Get the fuck
I'm
off.
getting in the rooms and I'm getting back to the airport as quick as I can and getting the fuck out of Melbourne.
Quick as you can.
As quick as... Get that meeting over and done with. It's going to be dreadful. And get the hell out of there. I'm not waiting on the ground. I'd be very frustrated as a teammate and a player to be standing there after being pumped by 91
They all
points.
were. Yeah. I didn't see one non-Port boy just standing there waiting for a handshake. And
I get the friendship factor.
If you're such good mates with this bloke, catch up with him at the hotel the night before. Everyone does that.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Everybody. So, if you travel to a state that you got mates or someone you used to play with,
yes.
If you travelled and you saw Dan McStay, you'd catch up the day before.
Absolutely. The day before, hey man, can you catch up?
Do it the day before. Don't suck him off after the game. Like,
especially after a 91-point flogging, it's just a bit on.
And this is a spectator now. Like I'm not saying like as a player I'd be different, but like, oh, who gives a fuck? But you walk past him, you say, yeah, thanks, good game, how you going? Sweet. You walk off. You don't wait for him to finish a post-gamer.
No.
You just fucking text him after the game and say, hey, good game, man. Glad to see you guys pumping us by 91 points.
Yeah, they had some issues in that game. And it is round one. Like, you can't, but, you know, you've got a Brownlow medalist in Ollie Wines playing in the ruck. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why? Why is that happening? Versing Dan McStay, I get it, second ruckman, whatever, but still...
Ollie Wines, he's like 6'3".
Like he doesn't need to be playing in the ruck. Like, so it wasn't a good night for Port Adelaide.
That made it worse. I didn't even see any of that until Big Cornsey brought it up today.
And you got Ken Hinkley, who's obviously leaving at the end of the year. It's just there's a lot going on at the moment.
Yeah, they're unsettled.
So with the comments of Rosie, the waiting on the ground, the big loss, you know, for me, Wines in the ruck. He's a premium on ball, a tough inside. You need him there. You don't want him rucking.
Are you putting on Port because they have a succession coach coming in next year already? Like, do you reckon the boys are like, oh fuck, we don't need to impress Kenny anymore?
Nah, you wouldn't have thought.
Okay.
If you're one of the boys, you're not riding your 2025 season off just for that. You're not. But again, all this it all adds up.
It's
eventually.
unsettled.
Like it's unsettled. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's really unsettled.
Port Adelaide are unsettled at the moment. Hopefully they can. We didn't have them in the top 8.
And well, yeah, we've seen them play against St Kilda in the pre-season game. But again, we know St Kilda. They've got a lot of players out. They're not flying at the moment.
They look stinky too.
Yeah. So. Again, false sense of hope, maybe a little bit. You know, are we going that well? I don't know, but Collingwood bounced back. Yeah. Let's talk about Collingwood because they bounced back.
They got to put on them hard.
Yeah, they copped it. No, I didn't see any cramping. not that was noticeable to the extent. But they copped it, and what a way to respond. MCG, it was always going to be hard for Port. Yeah. And they responded in a big
love
way.
that. You love teams that can bounce back. That's your thing. I've only noticed that recently.
And it's dangerous for teams, especially when they're good teams like a Collingwood. I hated as a player going like, oh, well, of course we have to get these blokes at home
we would think about that
after getting smashed.
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing players think about. Like, you know you're going to be up against it. So I don't think Port were ready for that. Ken Hinkley sort of made some comments saying that, you know, we prepared for that, but it didn't look like they were as ready as they thought.
Yeah, they got jumped and they got absolutely demolished. All right, now this one you brought up to my attention. I didn't even see it till you texted me. I was like, oh, what happened? Because I didn't watch this game because it's fucking West Coast versus Gold Coast. Harley Reid flop. What do you think about it? Obviously, we are big advocates for all players. Now, I've flopped in my career. Everyone does it.
Me too. High tackles.
You set a record in your fucking debut.
That's it.
I don't feel any certain way about it, but you can use it against this bloke if he's going to keep doing it. Yeah. He's a young kid. He's getting absolutely kissed by the media and everyone's throwing money at him, all this kind of stuff. He's a most wanted player going around.
I think it was more the incident, the way he flopped. Like, it was
no contact?
It was the softest contact and, you know, it was it's been touted to be an Oscar sort of flop. But
Harley, if you don't want that tag, ask this bloke because he copped it his whole career from one game. And he did it a few other games too. Like, if you, like a Ginnivan. If you can do it and get away with it, fucking do it. But like it's the ones when it's not a technique and it's literally flopping.
Yeah, they're not good. Get him out. And we like the way he plays. He's tough. He's rough. I like him. But don't get caught up in that too much. And I used to
Take
thought,
that from me too.
Let's be an enforcer. And at times it just put me off my game, and it wasn't helping me at all.
Yeah.
Do it in the right way.
Yeah.
Hit a body at the stoppage.
What's this thing he does all the time? Fucking bulls, get off me,
come
bitch.
Through, hit a body on the way through. Don't go searching for it.
He probably thought, I missed this goal off the boot, and he's like, oh, where's my downfield?
And then again, I look at West Coast. It's hard. It's really hard being a kid in a team that's chasing ass.
He's got the world on his shoulders. And he's got a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, so it's really hard. And when your team's up and about, you're running on top of the field.
Yeah.
And they're talking about his transition both ways. It's really hard.
It's hard when you're fucking tongue-in-cheek, mate.
Yeah.
If you're tongue and ass. If you are running more so defensively, you don't have much to give on offense.
No, you don't.
He would have burnt his energy trying to get the boys going. When you start getting killed the other way, it's so much harder. And I know it's like, put your head down and just do it. Mate, you're gassed.
It's deflating.
Yeah, you're defending everywhere. It's too hard. But yeah, Harley, look, you got this, mate. Don't worry about it. But just cut that shit out. It's all good. It's all good, mate. I'm not gonna cry about it. Who's crying? All right, now let's get on to a couple games, mate. I'm gonna put up a few comments, not here, but I'm gonna do it in the editing phase. I copped it sweet. I don't give a shit about Richmond beating anyone. I literally gave my tips 10 goals. I was like, yep, they're probably going to lose by 10 goals. Yeah. I said they're only going to win one game this year. That's what I see.
It was on track for that, though. And it should have probably, the way...
Mate, they were 41 points down the second quarter. So I'm just like, good tip, Robbo. You can't be having a crack at someone because they tipped someone. And I'm riding them because they're shit. On paper, they're shit. They rose the occasion. As you said before,
Yeah.
I was texting you going like, "This is all. I'm loving this," and you were the angry one. You're like, "Ah,
Yeah,
what the fuck?"
I wanted my tips.
Yeah, you wanted your tips,
I
and I was
tips.
like, "Mate, this is the best upset I've ever seen."
So-
I'm just gonna say, apart from their grand finals, that is the best home and away win I've seen in my life from them, from Richmond Tigers.
Oh, it would have to be right up there for their club.
Nothing's gonna round one. Nothing's gonna come close to it. Like
Nah.
that I can think about. Nothing goes boom. I remember that game. I just want to give a shout out to those boys. Honest to God, regardless of how bad their season is going to go, and it is going to go bad, they had a lot of emotion. They came from behind, win. There's a couple of players I'm going to give a shout out to in the team, senior players. But those young players coming in and experiencing that is one game they'll remember for the rest of their life.
Yeah, and it's good for those young players
Great
to
for
have
them.
the belief to go like, right, we were down and out, but we still fought. And
Yeah.
this is what can happen, boys, rather than just getting run over by 80 points going,
Uze,
here we go. So,
he must have had an absolute stiffy after that game.
oh, he must have.
That aura about I don't give a
Yeah.
shit. That aura thing's pissed me off now. I don't even care about that. But I want to give a shout out to this bloke in particular, a fellow Tassie boy, Nang Curvis. We spoke about him on the preview. We're like, if anyone's going to have to stand up, it's this guy.
Yeah, started with him.
Started with him. And the whole game, he just showed these young kids, hey, jump on my back. I'm the biggest on the field. I am most committed. I'm the captain of this footy club. I will lead by example. He finished with 2 goals, 21 touches, 35 hitouts, and just his presence in the game and around the ground. That's why I love him. You need to have that player, and
You
they
do.
don't have the star power anymore. They don't have the guys who can just turn the game on like that, like Dusty and those fellas. He is just a workhorse, gets the job done, no backward steps. Those young kids would have seen him and led by example and just gone, okay, I'm jumping on. And this other player, Lawler, number 1 draft pick, touted to be a really, really good player.
They're likening him to Dusty early.
I don't like that.
Just give him a chance.